Interesting points that you made there was about the teachers. And Aditya Pratap, you're a lawyer yourself. This, of course, is a very strong ruling that's come from the Supreme Court. Very strong words used as well. Words like manipulated, vitiated, process that has completely been completely corrupted. Now, the reality is 26,000 people, teachers, now losing their jobs. But the reality is not every one of them actually was involved in this process. Not every one of them had paid money to get the job. There are a lot of people who were not involved that actually also now are losing jobs because some other people were involved in it. Again, is there any potential way to identify who are these people? And do you now believe that a lot of these innocents as well will now have to suffer the fate because of some corrupt babus and corrupt netas?
First and foremost, public duties, public jobs, public service is not someone's right. It is not their God-given entitlement. Oh, we have got our jobs. We can't lose these jobs. Public service. Secondly, government teaching. It is a sacred and sacrosanct job where the recruitment has to be done in compliance with the constitutional principles. It should be a corruption-free process. In fact, this is a brilliant judgment by the Supreme Court of India, which is a slap on the face of those babus who for decades have made money and done corruption in recruitment of constables, clerks, so many, public service commissions, shameful, teachers. In the recruitment of teachers, you're making money. Shame on these people. In fact, Mamata Banerjee, I say that all the bureaucrats in the Mamata Banerjee government and who else is responsible, they are trying to use these 26,000 teachers as human shields, which should not be permitted. One strong judgment from the Supreme Court will ensure that public service commissions across the country will shudder at the thought of corruption infiltrating the recruitment process.
You just heard Mamata Banerjee's response there. She says she accepts the verdict, but she does not welcome it. I'm not sure if she has any other option, but the reality is her party members, the MPs now, are coming out and saying that they will find an alternative arrangement for these people who are now suffering. Is there any constitutional way that they can actually find an alternative arrangement to people who have actually lost their jobs because of a massive scam?
Not at all. It's as simple. This is government service. It is governed by principles of equality of opportunity under Articles 14 and 16 of the Constitution of India. Article 14 says equality before law and equal opportunity of law. These 26,000 teachers cannot have any comfortable vacancies waiting for them in some other department. They should go and give the exam again. 55 lakh police constables, if you remember, wrote the exam again for the police bhartis in Uttar Pradesh, which happened recently. The first exam was set aside. Second exam went off well. And further, the Supreme Court has gone on very systematic law points in its judgment. Supreme Court said that when an in-depth factual inquiry reveals systemic irregularities such as malice or fraud that undermine the integrity of the entire selection process, the result should be cancelled in its
Aditya,
entirety.
are you, in simple words, are you now saying that the TMC promising these teachers an alternative arrangement is just a sham? They're lying to these teachers that there will be an alternative arrangement?
It's a sham. How can you give a gazetted or a notified public post on a preferential allotment? Means you are trying to repeat the same process which Supreme Court has set aside in its judgment. Rather, your candidates should have the courage to write the exam again. We have seen enough of public servants who think, "Arey, meri sarkari naukri ho gayi, ab main set ho gaya." Nothing doing. You're in public service. You should perform or you should perish, and perform with integrity.
Absolutely.
Enough. Today my blood boils at the thought how corruption like cancer has pervaded the system.
Absolutely. I can understand Aditya Pratap, your sentiments there. And Joy Mallick, one of the things that you just heard Syed Azad Abbas also say is that, yes, if there is an error, it has to be fixed. But one of the things that he's saying is that this enthusiasm that the probing agencies show in a particular state usually happens to be a non-BJP state. And in BJP states, the same sort of an enthusiasm is not shown.
I have one more point to add.
Again, has been an allegation that a lot of opposition parties have to make. Aditya, I'll come to you, but I want Joy to respond to this because this was a very pointed question that Syed raised there.
Absolutely a waste of time answering this question, because I'll tell you, because the central government agencies, be it CBI, be it ED, it is not controlled by the central government. That is an independent agency. And what you missed out, I'll tell you one thing, that is the name Partha Chatterjee is not a normal name. He was the second in command of Trinamool Congress after Mamata Banerjee. He was the education minister of Bengal. Now you see, 20,000 people, 20,000 not only, don't count as 20,000 people, 20,000 families are now in stake. Now see, several people have taken loan, house loan, home loan. Their expenditures are counted like on the basis of their education, child's education, fathers, mothers, health expenditures. All are connected. Now, where these 26,000 people will go? I'll tell you another thing. This is not only in the education scam, even in the municipal recruitment, corporation recruitment. Ayan Shil, this is the person who has been seen several times beside Abhishek Banerjee. Now, who is Ayan Shil? He is the person where the
Mr. Joy Mallick, the BJP has been saying that 5 to 15 lakh rupees were collected from all of these candidates. Now, most of the candidates that come out and speak, they are saying that they have absolutely no idea about something like this happening. And the TMC then is using this to say that the BJP is basically trying to spread misinformation. And at the end of the day, what it's doing is that it's also affecting the genuine candidates.
Then obviously the question will come, why SSC has not preserved the OMR sheets? This is what I'm trying to say. Even in the case of Ayan Shil also, huge bundles of OMR sheets have been found from his residence. Now, CBI has already taken out this and preserved those OMR sheets. Now, the Trinamool Congress leader...
All right. Let me take this point across to Syed Asad Abbas.